Hi, I'm Rhiannon Lotze, and you're watching 3 Minutes with Tony Gray. Tony is a creator, writer, and artist of comic books and owns his own studio here in Windsor. So Tony, what's that like as a career?
I love drawing comic books. As a little kid, this is what I wanted to do. So the fact that I've been able to turn it into a lifelong career, it works out perfectly. So much better than a real job. It's great.
What was your inspiration for becoming a comic book artist?
Like I said, from the time I was about 3 or 4 years old, I used to watch the old cartoons, the Speed Racer, the Donald Ducks, and I started drawing when I was 4 or 5 years old. So I've wanted to do this basically since I could pick up a pencil. The great illustrators that were around before my time, even guys like John Romita Sr., who drew Spider-Man, Will Eisner, who did The Spirit, guys like Richard Corbin now, all these people, I look at them as being so much more advanced than I am, and I use them as inspirations. They're really great artists.
Okay, and since comic books have become really popular as inspiration for movies, have the movies influenced the popularity of comic books and your business at all?
Oh, absolutely. It used to be that the movies would take their inspiration from the comics. Now I actually see it as a reverse. The movie industry picking up the characters from the comics. The storylines now influence the comic books themselves. So you have movies, or rather television shows like Arrow, that have characters like John Diggle. Wasn't a comic book character. They've actually incorporated him into the comic books now. So there's a lot of give and take between the two industries now, and especially since Marvel owned by Disney and DC owned by Warner Brothers, they're so closely connected, and the popularity is colossal now. Look how many billion-dollar movies you have coming out of the comic books that we read as little kids for 25 cents and 50 cents. So it's a huge industry.
So tell me a little bit about how the popularity of conventions has grown since the popularity of comic books has.
The conventions have grown into an industry in themselves. It used to be that the cons would start in May and finish by Labor Day. Now they start in February and go right through to December. It's a great way for me to meet the people who are actually reading the comics. I work in a bit of a vacuum, so this is my opportunity to meet the people who read the comics and really enjoy the stuff. And the cosplay elements have gotten so huge. People are so involved in building their own costumes, creating their own costumes. Some of them are as notable as the ones you see in the movies themselves. Cons are huge, and they're a great way for us to meet the people.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today, so thank you for being here.
Thanks.
I'm Rhiannon Lotze, and that was 3 Minutes with Tony Gray.